Hello everyone and welcome to my Platinum review of Detroit Become Human. In this video I will talk about the game, the gameplay, the roadmap and some of the trophies as well as my personal experience playing and completing this game. The goal is hopefully to help you decide if you want to play it for yourself and go for the Platinum trophy. Keep in mind, this is not a game review, but given the nature of this game I will have to talk a little bit about the story. But don't worry, this video is spoiler free. Another thing to note, this is not a trophy guide, because I will not be giving you a detailed information on how to obtain every single trophy. If you need a trophy guide, I have a link in the description below. Now I firmly believe that the most important element of any Platinum journey is to enjoy the game itself, because if you don't enjoy the game, you definitely should not be going for the Platinum trophy in it. In this game, the story is king, and every single gameplay element revolves around it. It takes place in Detroit in the near future in 2038, where a company called CyberLife that specializes in production of androids that look like humans is located. Those androids are made to be human servants and take care of miscellaneous jobs. While it all looks good on the surface, the unemployment rate is tremendous and lots of people are hostile towards androids for taking their jobs. Another issue arrives when some of the androids start to develop what seems to be consciousness and become deviants. Are they alive, or is it just a glitch in the software that makes them emulate emotions? What does it even mean to be alive and where do we draw the line? Those are the topics that the game takes a deep dive into. Throughout the game, you control 3 android protagonists and you switch between them every chapter. I found the story really solid and it kept me engaged till the end. Even the in-game menu was the most unique I have ever seen in any video game, which really helped to immerse me into this world.
Already back? That was a short break, but I'm glad to see you again.
The main gameplay element consists of making decisions. Some of them can vary from making dialogue choices that can influence relationships between characters, others are more meaningful and can lead to your character's survival or death.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again. Your father said you chose my name. Kara. It's nice. How did you choose it?
By the way, in this game, if you accidentally kill one of your characters, it's not a fail condition, it's just one of the possible outcomes. So it can be pretty much permanent unless you go to chapter select and overwrite your progress. That being said, some of the choices can carry over chapters, so you won't even know the consequences of them until much later, while others tend to be pretty much meaningless. If you decide to try to play on your own the first time around without using a guide, I would probably advise you not to overwrite your choices even if you didn't like the outcome. This way they will feel much more meaningful and it will keep you on the edge of your seat throughout the whole game. Another gameplay element the game heavily relies on are QTEs. They are utilized throughout the normal playthrough and an occasional action sequence, which by the way I found pretty neat. Last but not least is analyzing crime scenes and solving puzzles, since one of our 3 main protagonists is an android sent by CyberLife to help the police with android deviancy investigation. One thing I actually didn't like about the game is an excessive use of fixed camera angles, which made me feel a bit awkward at times. In order to achieve a Platinum trophy in this game, you'll have to finish it at least 3 times. And I say at least 3 times because it's actually the bare minimum amount of playthroughs you're going to need. So if you decide to play the first time around without using a guide, you'll probably have to finish it 4 times. That being said, the story is awesome and it really deserves to be played without prior knowledge of the game and without using a guide. Me personally, I finished it 5 times, and even in my 5th playthrough I was still finding things I haven't seen before, so I really enjoy them. Each playthrough will take you about 6 to 10 hours to complete, depending on your choices and the prior knowledge of the game. And the whole Platinum will take you between 20 and 30 hours. On your first playthrough, you'll play as pacifist and not attack anyone under any circumstances. On your second playthrough, you'll do the opposite and be as violent as possible, and as an added bonus, you have to act like a jerk as one of the characters, which is honestly pretty funny at times.
I think we can go now.
You little prick. I don't know what's stopping me from knocking you out.
Your sense of duty, Lieutenant. And the cost of repairs if you damage me.
Your third playthrough is basically a cleanup run. There you will be earning the trophies you can't earn in the first two playthroughs, and you're gonna finish all your collectibles. The difficulty for the game is 3 out of 10, and although it's not really skill dependent, you need a lot of patience to be able to finish the game multiple times, while also closely following the guide. So that's the reason for the difficulty. Now, because going over the trophy list will completely spoil the story this time around, unfortunately I won't be able to do it. But I will talk about the trophies themselves in general. Now, most of the trophies in this game are story related and highly missable, but luckily enough there's the chapter select. So you can always go back in case you messed up. That being said, if you messed up in an earlier chapter and as a consequence missed a trophy down the road, which is a thing by the way, you'll have to redo this entire section, and not just the chapter in question, so keep that in mind. Another thing you can do is use chapter select and play without saving. This way you can earn a trophy you missed without overwriting your progress, or check out another ending to the chapter in case you're curious. Another set of trophies is for getting a specific ending for either the main game or some of the characters. As I said earlier, the endings may be very different depending on your choices, and you can even kill all of them very early on. This one I actually struggled with because I felt really emotionally connected with my characters, and making quote-unquote bad decisions made me feel uncomfortable. That being said, I still enjoyed it and I don't regret doing that because it was interesting to see all the possible outcomes. There are collectibles in the game in the form of magazines, and you will find them by walking around the world. If you press R2, you will highlight them along with other points of interest. In order to properly collect them, you have to swipe right on your touchpad, as there are all usually 2 articles in the magazine and they count separately. Also, articles might be different depending on the choices you made, and you need to get all versions of them. Others will be unobtainable on your playthrough depending on where you ended up, and for those reasons you won't be able to collect all of them in one playthrough, and you will have to keep an eye out for them throughout your journey. Luckily, they save to your profile as soon as you find them, and you can always check which ones you're missing in the extras menu. As for the content of the articles themselves, reading them was a bit of a hit and miss for me. Some of them were pretty cool, while others felt like a little bit of a filler, but it all comes down to personal preferences. Now for the verdict. This platinum is definitely not for everyone, because of its requirement for multiple playthroughs, its unskippable cutscenes, and a lot of missable trophies. On the other hand, if you don't mind replaying the game to find another ending, you might enjoy it, as every playthrough will feel different and the story is pretty good. The hardest part of this platinum for me was going for an ending I didn't like, and it made me feel emotionally drained. Regardless, I would probably recommend playing this game even if you decided not to go for a platinum trophy, because the story is actually really worth it. I hope this video was useful for you, and if you enjoyed it and want to see more of them, consider pressing the like and subscribe buttons. Also, I'm looking for suggestions for other games I should review in this format, so if you have a suggestion, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and have a good one.